Recording in progress.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today is October 16th, and I'm going to call this meeting of the Kingston Police Commission to order at 4:06 p.m. We do have a quorum, so we don't have a lot of business today, but I will get started with any public comments. And at this point, we don't have anyone from the public here to speak, and we haven't got any request to speak today, so we're going to move on from public comments. Can I have a motion to review and approve the minutes from our last meeting? Thank you, Commissioner Mapes. A second?
Second.
Commissioner Bodie, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, excellent. Thank you. All right, up next, communications. Brad, do you have any from?
So the only communications we've been getting, it's a little confusing, is from the Thomas McMillis.
Right.
Which,
I was gonna address that.
okay,
I received a letter of thanks from the Spring Lake Fire Department, with the help that we, gave them during the Wade funeral, one of their, members, Robert Bella. And he was one of the commissioners there. Unfortunately, Renato will be missed. He's a good man. But anything we can do, obviously, there's been enough need a posture pack, system, your system with that funeral. So, but yeah, that's the only one I actually got. A lot of thanks.
Great. And I guess that brings us to communications. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna keep going, but some tech issues seemingly. I think you're in conference too. That one, yeah. All right, so up next, report of the chief.
So we are currently still one person down on the staffing, not by anyone's fault. There's just no valid list. And we don't have anybody to choose from. There's been no lateral transfer requests. We are waiting for the exam results to come back. It was just held the end of September. And as soon as we get that, then we'll look into doing some backgrounds. And so that level's good. We do have the officer, Connor Papen, is completing his field training program. He's graduated on the 25th from Bergen County Police Academy. And we currently have 4 seen as a part-time, not part-time officers, attending the academy part-time for a number of hours. And then the other 3 are still slated to graduate. So far, everyone's passing, and it looks like they'll be graduating in December.
Okay.
That's good. They're actually doing the emergency vehicle operations today at the college. So it's a little driving action through the cones. Hopefully nobody wrecks a car.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
so how long before the list is validated?
Results usually come out in January. By the time the results will come out. There's been, we're still waiting on the sergeant's results from their exam that was held May, I believe, June of May. So they're months out, but normally around January is what we're looking at. So by the time we actually hire, probably June or July is what we're looking at in case someone needs the academy. So I don't have any tentative retirements or resignations that I'm aware of. No one submitted any letters stating that they're going to be leaving in January, which is usually the custom for people when they anticipate going. So it looks like we'll be at a good number going into 2025.
So you're gonna get what?
Just one vacancy.
I guess it means the retention program is working.
It's working very well. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And what are legal options if that wasn't the case? Just like for hiring, so without a valid list.
Yeah.
You know, absent the lateral,
Yeah.
if no one applied as a lateral, we're not allowed to hire.
As far as I know, that would be unique. I've never run into that, but as far as I know, we couldn't hire somebody that's not off the civil service list. I think there's
Someone else's list.
I think there's a provisional position for number of days that you could put in.
I would think there has to be something that you could do.
Yeah, I
You
think
know.
that may exist. We've never needed it before.
Yeah, this is-
I believe that, I don't have the final count, but I believe more than 25 took this last exam, which is better than what we've done before. So we just held an informational session for the Spring Academy and over 35 attended that. So it's looking hopeful that we're starting to get people back into the business. So we'll see where it goes.
Do you want to just, I think maybe now is a good time to also talk about, as part of the report, you got a donation of a vehicle.
Yes, so most recently Danny's phone, Danny Lewis, bought at auction a used but in great condition Gen 825 all-electric vehicle. If you're not familiar with them, they're essentially extended go-karts, golf carts, right, not go-kart, golf cart. I don't say go-kart, golf cart. And he was able to, didn't need a lot, but he polished it all up. JBS Graphics donated the wrapping on it. He put brand new batteries in it, and you may have seen it around at the events, up at the ball game, at Deets. It is, I gotta tell you, Lieutenant Negron wants it as his own. He loves it, this thing. It doesn't have doors, but it has a sunroof on it, windshield wiper. It's really street legal, right? I mean, it looks, and he said that it has been one of the nicest things he's ever had because of the approachability. You know, when you're pulling up with like the Kawasaki Transmule that we have, like it's a gas powered device.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, nice, right?
Futuristic.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think he said, a 2006. Yeah, but it belonged to an agency, a police agency down there. And he got it at auction and just cleaned it up. And he said, I know you guys were looking for something like this, and it falls right in line with what we're doing for EV, for electric vehicles. And as I mentioned, it's a 4-passenger. What Ricky points out, Lieutenant Negron points out, it's nice, unlike the Transmule that when you pull up, the engine's running, there's a little excessive noise. Here, like a golf cart, he just pulls up, comes off the thing, it's quiet, people can talk, it's full open cab, you see the design. Love it. We definitely welcome it. It's a smaller footprint than the Mule is. Certainly it's designed for the street or blacktop. And so we will definitely, I told him, let's get a bike rack or two on that. And that's what we'll put the officer down on, so.
It's got a nice wide bucket for him too.
First thing he said to me is, this seat's gonna have to go way. But it's really nice. Danny did a phenomenal job getting it all cleaned up. His workers really did, his employees did a phenomenal job. We got it just as he got it, there a little dust on it, but he said, if I had known he really liked it, he said, I would have been on the other ones that were down there. But, he probably put a couple of thousand into it, so that donation is well received. And, initially when officers walked into the garage and saw that, they were like, what? And, but now they love it. It's a great tool to have, yeah. Wouldn't mind coming across one or two more of those for the events and some of the stuff we're doing. Very quiet, very efficient. I think Ricky said he used it all day during the Italian festival and still had plenty of charge on it coming up the hill, right? That grade. But definitely a better vehicle for our policing than the Transmule is. I mean, at the time, that's what we continue to use it. It works well, but this thing is nice, definitely nice.
What had it been used for before?
This belonged to a police agency down in Orange County.
And they just.
And they used it for events, but, I think it only has 76 hours on it.
So I wonder why they gave it up. At auction.
I don't know. I think it said
Yeah.
donated by the.
Yeah, it had Steve Newhouse's name written across the top of it, so Orange County government must have either donated or at some point used it, but when the first image had you can see Newhouse right across the top, or county executive or something on there.
Yeah, we were looking to add one, we were looking at a couple different models, one similar to that, and then there's multi-passenger. Again, we're not in the business of transporting people, but certainly when someone needs assistance, whether they're disabled or, that we can usually put them in there and help them along. And, but that's great.
Yeah, the new ones range, depending on the model, from 18,000 to 40,000 for a new one of those, so worked out great.
Yeah, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful. He loves it. Ricky loves it.
And I think just the other thing, vehicles, we should be putting some new patrol cars
Yes.
out on the street very soon, because there's multiple years of purchases that vehicles were just not coming in, and so we had to kind of get creative, and so we're gonna be moving to Dodge Durangos, we bought 5.
Of those. And then we have 4 all EV Blazers. Currently, we're working with the state electrician. He's about halfway through the process of installing chargers. We're gonna be installing 2 chargers down by where the patrol entrance is for their vehicles, and then 2 will also be up top for the detective division. The council and the mayor have given us $450,000 that we're gonna be using to purchase essentially brand new detective division cars. We're looking at the Chevy Equinox, the LT2s right now. It's just a matter of tracking them down at the dealers. But we're looking at those vehicles, and those are all electric. So officers will be able to continue to park up top where they go in and out of the door, but we're gonna have designated parking spots along in the back parking lot by the wall that'll just be for charging. We work with Philip Green, Parks and Rec. He's great tracking down all the information when it comes to this. Again, kind of a new step for us to go all electric. The Fords we currently operate are a gas hybrid unit. They don't require a plug-in, but you're still running, as the mayor mentions, two engines, two systems. When we go to all EV, it's just a motor, electric motor. When you open the hood, it looks like an engine, but it's just all electric motor. And I know when we took it for a drive, it is absolutely impressive technology. I think it's impressive. I'm trying to convince my wife again.
Does it take off like a regular car?
It takes off.
Oh, really?
Oh, it takes off. Yeah, what's interesting to me, I've never been exposed to it, is they continue to have traditional pedal, like an accelerator brake, but you can push the button and make it a single pedal drive. So the brake, although it will work, when you push down on the accelerator, it goes, and when you come up off the accelerator, it slows down. When you take your foot off, it actually auto holds in position. So you're used to it, you have the vehicle that does it. And so the first time through, one thing that I noticed is when he got on that accelerator, it pins you in the seat. The torque at those motors are unbelievable. They really are. Quiet, the vehicle's quiet, plenty of room, right? The Blazer's beautiful. And what's nice about that vehicle, unlike any other one that's really designed for electric vehicle, this one is designed for police work. Chevy came out with the first police package EV. Ford has yet to step up. They're not, I just don't even know why they're not in the market. A lot of agencies are doing it. Some agencies have gone to the Teslas. Was it San Francisco?
Yeah.
Right?
And they're just not pursuit rated. They don't meet the kind of the police, accreditation standards for police vehicles with certified speedometer, better suspension, more safety systems for the officer. There's a whole bunch of things that, you can aftermarket any vehicle into a police car, but it doesn't mean, that it's appropriate for, patrol. And so that's, we shall see, but it's at least we're trying to add some new, opportunities for the fleet, reduce some maintenance costs and reduce some operations costs, so.
Yeah, plenty of room in it. The seats are designed to hold the gun belt, so you have room in there. It's not tying you up. The seat belt system's a little bit more forward, so you're not behind you tying it in. They gave it a lot of thought putting this out there. So as far as I know, we're the only agency that will be implementing the EVs, at least here anyway. I think you mentioned another one over in Dutchess County. They got a grant for it, but the Blazers are definitely nice. Yeah. The difficulty, like everything else, we're just, as much as we're trying to get the manufacturer to give up the information on it, we're having difficulty getting the equipment. So they're ready to be wrapped, we have mechanics standing by, we're just piecemeal in the cage in the back, and the radio system, the console, stuff like that. So what we're working on.
Great. I know you mentioned it earlier, but do you want to just give a quick recap of your visit with,
Yes.
your foreign dignitaries today?
Sure. So over the past couple of weeks, we were put on notice that the Intimate Partner Violence Task Force in Ulster County is going to be hosting a number of members from Malmo, Sweden. I believe it's the third largest country in Sweden, about 300,000 people plus, about 1,000 police officers. And one of the main concerns they have there is domestic violence. And they're looking to see how they can implement similar to what we do here with intimate partner violence over there. Working with National Network out of New York City, that was our partner at the beginning. Kingston was chosen first in the state to do this program. It is a success. We have the numbers to show, but they wanted to know how we did it. How did we get there? And at this point, it involves a number of agencies, Sheriff's Office, New Paltz, Saugerties, and in Kingston. And so they came this morning, we were at the Restorative Justice Center. There was an open discussion about the general overall approach that we take in the county. They too then delivered information on what they do there. A large percentage of their homicide victims are DV related, usually ex-partner related incidents. And then this afternoon, and again, part of the reason I'm late is they had a meeting specific to every partner within that partnership. So when we got there at 3 o'clock, they were just finishing up with the district attorney's office on the prosecution end. And I had myself, Sergeant Pagan, and Detective DeFrance there discussing our role, both on the ground, collecting the information, handling the calls, how investigations are conducted, and administratively, how we do that training for the program. And, you know, both of those officers came on after we already made changes to domestic violence and how we handle it. And, you know, as the old man in the room, you know, 1992, I came on, I said, this is the way we used to do domestic violence or handle it. 94, we changed things, mandatory arrest, and now progressed through in 2016, how we now are doing things very different than we did then. Liz Carmoni Mills mentioned that it was not an easy process. Right? There was a lot of the necessity for buy-in from the officers and necessity for adopting to the change at the prosecution level, bringing the judges on board, right? So, but Ulster County, particularly Kingston, is involved now heavily because, you know, we have a DV court, domestic violence court down in the city court. We have dedicated prosecutors, the officers, the investigators. We all have a piece of it, and each agency, each partner owns it. We own it. So it has been proven to be very successful for us.
Okay, well, thank you for the updates. Does anyone have any questions for the chief about anything else? All right, in terms of, I don't think we have any unfinished business or new business. I think the only thing we have for executive session today is just, we've gotten email, you know, complaints, so we can discuss that in executive session. And yeah, so can I have a motion to enter into executive session? Thank you, Commissioner Mapes. So second.
So,
Commissioner Jordan, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, coming out of executive session, can I have a motion to exit executive session?
so moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Jordan. Do I have a second? Commissioner Mapes, all in favor? Aye. All right, so we don't have anything at this point to report on coming out of executive session. And so at this point, I just ask for a motion to adjourn. All right, thank you, Commissioner Mapes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Jordan, all in favor? Aye. All right, thank you all very much.
All right.